Michael, after the FC United Manchester game, you said you were very proud of the players. Are you as proud today or prouder having
Disappointed.
come back from?
I'm going to be honest, disappointed. I think Tom summed it up there in the dressing room. To not make a tackle, to not compete, to look like a shadow of the team again. It was like watching the first half. We actually talked about it. It was like watching the team against Matlock. Um, Forget about taking Panny out of it. Midfield, we had a good enough team out there to compete, and we didn't compete. We had our heads down, and it is not good enough for Blyth Spartans at all.
So obviously we will come to it, but we came back with two late goals.
Yeah,
But do you mean specifically in the first half where
yeah,
we
yeah.
didn't really turn up?
Yeah, first half we didn't turn off, and I think there was a lot of bottles thrown and a lot of things around the changing rooms and at half time because I completely lost it. I'm like Tom and I'm like Doug. We will not spend our time with players who are not going to give us at least make a tackle, at least compete. And we didn't even compete. Doug spoke about tactics. He had watched them play a couple of times, and to let them score the first goal, the manner how they scored that first goal off number 7, cutting inside, coming across when we had spoke about it. Doug had spoke about it for the game about he was the danger man, he was going to be the outlet, and we didn't deal with it. We looked off the pace, we looked hesitant, we looked on our heels. And, we've come in the second half and the last 20 minutes, the keeper's made a wonder save. We could have won that 4-3. And Greg Halford just said there, he's missed one on the line. So on paper, we could have scored another 2. So you kind of look at it and you try to take the positives of the last 20. But as I've said when my bit was, why can't we play like that for 90 minutes? Why can't we be brave? Why can't we play with an intensity, with fullbacks pushing on, wingers getting wide, wingers getting on the ball, running at people for 90 minutes rather than just 20 minutes of a game? FC Manchester was exactly the same. Bamber Bridge, even Hyde down to 10 men, we did the same. And it's about believing in ourselves and being brave and playing in a manner that we want them to play in. And they're young, got a lot of young players and are learning the trade in a very tough league. But I'm disappointed not to win the game, to be fair, but to get something out of it after the really horrendous first half, we can go away with something.
So you said it was quite an intense half time in the dressing room. Well, what did change? Because we were much better side in the second.
We obviously we tried with the big physical fellow up front with Greg. We felt we missed him at the back with his composure, and Greg went alongside Felly, and Nelbin was the unlucky one to come off. But he would probably say himself he wasn't at his very best. And Briggsy came on, and I think we've seen a moment where he scored his goal, how he's got on the ball. And I actually turned around, I was saying this to Tom and Doug, and he's a man with a lot more experience, and he made better decisions when he had the ball, which I believe a lot of the young lads at times don't do because they're still learning the trade. Where Briggsy's been there, he knows what it's all about, and he was getting the ball, touch, pass, and he was making us tick, and he scores a great goal. And to be fair, I would have given him man of the match for the 30 minutes that he was on the park, or 45 minutes, sorry.
Yeah, he was very composed and took his goal well. So on reflection, was it a bit of a mistake to start Halford up front? Was that instrumental in the first half, not really firing?
No, I think starting probably any of the 11 would probably be a mistake. I think Adam Richardson was made 2 saves. We were, as Tom was completely honest with him, and I was at half time, that is not a performance that Blyth Spartans should be putting out there. These lads have got the opportunity to play for a great non-league club, and that first half, or probably first 60 minutes, no, they didn't compete. Did they play probably, as Tom said, 5 minutes of that whole 90 minutes? Yeah, probably. I don't think it was a mistake playing Greg. We would look to play a bigger lad up front who could kind of hold the ball and give us a little bit more something up there. But we just didn't put it. We didn't. You can't blame the Greg situation. You blame the fact that we didn't make a tackle. We didn't compete, would be the word I would use. And that's so disappointing because it goes back to the Matlock game where we had such a big crowd here and we just didn't turn up. And we are seeing things different in training, lads coming together, and being part of something, and to play like that. that is not good enough. And all I can do is apologise as manager to the fans, because that is not a Bryce Spartans team. It's not a Mickey Connors team.
At the end, the fans will have gone home pretty satisfied, having come back and watched a sensational game of football as how it turns out. But is that papering over the cracks, really, that he said we've only got a point? He said in the local press this week, it's now or never today.
Yeah.
So how do we stand now?
Well, it was now or never. We've got a point. We've got to go again against Hebburn next week, and we've got 20 cup finals, I think it is, to get this right. And there's no kind of excuses now. We've had 7 games, we haven't won in 7, and as manager, I will take the responsibility of not winning games because I am the head of it. But I see things that train, and I see how good they can be. Look at Cyril's run. He's done it twice. He scored a great goal, and the keeper's made a wonder save of him. Why are you not doing that more often? Why aren't you doing that? Like other players just didn't even turn up today. Their number 7 was very good. Dan Myers, second half, was a completely different player to what he was first half. Why has that happened? But are they young? Is it just a bit of naivety, a little bit of lack of experience? And then, as I say, you bring a Briggsy on, and suddenly it's a different game. Briggsy's kind of, when he's on the ball, he's popping it off. He's bringing people into play. He scored a great goal. And you're thinking, do we need a few more experienced players within that group just to get them going? But, these young lads are learning game by game, and they'll get better game by game. And, they'll take heart by the fact that they've battled back on that. But for me, I'm very disappointed in the fact that we haven't won that game, because we thought, after what we saw training, what Doug's put on this week, that yes, this was our moment. But again, we'll go again next week.
So you say we'll get better game by game. So yeah, next week, in only a week's period, do you think we'll be better at Hebburn? Well, it's going to be a very difficult game then.
Yeah, of course it's going to be a derby game, isn't it? Really, of course it's going to be a difficult game. Every game's difficult in this league. There's no givens. There's nobody we can play second bottom, and people go at home. People go, "Are you going to turn them over?" And we don't. It's there's no given. It's about the mentality of the player and how much they wanted and how much did they want to play for this club. Tom summed it up perfectly in that dressing room. This is such a massive club. You've got an opportunity to earn the shirt, to play with that badge on your chest, and you didn't do it. You did it for about 5, 10, 15 minutes of a whole game, where we needed for 90 minutes. We can't have you sporadically playing well. We need you playing well constantly. And when the fullbacks started pushing on, overlapping, which then turned like Cyril and let Charlie come inside, we created opportunities and we created chances. Why are we not doing that for 90 minutes? Why are we just sitting back, defending deep in the first half when we've told them how to play the game? Doug's explained how to play with a bit of bravery, and we didn't do that. And we can't give them excuses every week. I've sat there and told them, Tom's told them, Doug's told them how proud we were last week. But this week, it's like, you think, yeah, we've got a point, but we're disappointed. Because even though we're bottom of the league, we should be beating teams, and we know we know what these lads are capable of, and they're not doing it to the level that they should be doing it.
Okay, Michael, thank you.
Thank you.